Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. What is going on, people? I hope everybody has been safe and good out there and getting to play some golf. The last time we spoke, it was when I was heading to Ohio for a visit. I hadn't been back, which I was under the impression it was 7 years ago. However, that was the topic of discussion while I was back as to when I was actually back, because I could have sworn that it was 7 years ago. And I had people telling me, no, it was like 3 years ago. And I'm like, there's no way I was back in 2019 or 2003 years, 2021. I didn't come back. I know it had to be longer than that. So that was the debate. I had a couple of people telling me it was 3 years ago. I was under the impression it was 7 years ago, but my 10-year-old grandson, Aiden, he nailed it right on the head. He was like, no, you were back 5 years ago, because 2019, because I had taken him a green Hawaii shirt, which I also was wearing, and he was wearing in the picture. And so his mom sent me the picture of me and him, and that was back in 2019. So I was close. It was 5 years. And I guess the people that said 3 years, they were also close. So anyhow, it was 7 years. So I went back to Ohio. I had all intentions of doing a couple of interviews with some of my guys back there playing golf. We did get to play a few times. And it never happened that I was able to interview any of them, because I was constantly busy doing something, going and seeing somebody. I was able to go see a lot of good friends, a lot of my family that I haven't seen for a while. So it never gave me the opportunity to actually pull my stuff out and interview anybody. But it was a great time. It's one of the few times that I've been back, and I haven't been back a lot. Like I said, it's been 5 years since I've been back. But the last time I was back, and the times before that, it seemed like after a couple of days, I was ready to come back home to Hawaii. And this trip was totally different. I really enjoyed the trip. I didn't feel that urgency to want to leave. I've got to spend plenty of time with my grandson. I got to see 2 of his baseball games, and I also, one and a half, maybe not even a half. They started playing, and like in the second inning, there was some lightning and stuff, and it was gonna storm, so they called the game. But I did get to take him to the Reds and Indians game, or Guardians. They'll always be the Indians to me, but got him taken to the game. We had a good time at the game. It was, I got a bone to pick with some people too. I didn't know this at the time I booked the tickets for the game, but the day of the game, somebody had told me, oh, it's Ellie De La Cruz bobblehead night. So I wanted to get there early enough to get Aiden one of the bobbleheads. And we got there a little bit after 5 o'clock, and I thought that should be plenty of time. The game's at 7:30, so 2 hours before. We were walking up. It was so packed. There were so many people there. As we're walking up, getting in line to the gate, which was all the lines were long to get into the gate, there were people coming out with like 4 and 5 bobbleheads under their arms, walking away from the stadium. And I'm like, how are they getting so many of them? And we get up there, and sure enough, they have none. They said they sold out, or they gave them all out within a half hour of opening the gates. And I don't know what time they opened the gates up, but unfortunately, he didn't get one. So I was kind of bummed out, and it was kind of shameful that I hear behind me the lady was telling me she looked online and somebody had posted one on eBay for $1,200. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's so ridiculous. In my opinion, those should be for the kids. And it was pretty heartbreaking walking out of the stadium after the game, and there's a little girl holding a little cardboard sign saying, I will pay $10 for a bobblehead, trying to get one. So anyhow, we had a good time at the game. It was fun. And the Reds won. Sorry, Aiden. But anyhow, I got to, like I said, on the trip back home, I got to see a lot of my friends, a lot of my family. And a shout out to John Hafey. John Hafey is a local businessman in Lima, Ohio. He has Happy Days restaurants. He's got another restaurant downtown. He's got the Beer Barrel, which I ate pizza, good pizza finally, after 5 years. I ate pizza there 3 times when I was back because it's so good. But he opened up a new area down on Spring and Main Street in Lima, and we went down, and it's an awesome place. The Casa Luau was an icon restaurant in Lima. It sat right out on the outskirt of town, and they closed. Man, I don't even know how long it's been. They closed up a while ago, and now John had bought some property down there, and he reopened the Casa Luau. And above that, he's got a rooftop bar. There's a taco place in there. There's another rooftop area. And in the upstairs kind of like bar, it's like a bowling alley thing, but it's not regular bowling alley. It's not like a real long lane. They're real short. It's really, really cool. So those of you that are listening from the Lima area, you guys, if you haven't been down there to check it out, it's open, I guess, now. Go down there. It's really, really awesome what he's done for that area. But so we checked that out on Saturday night when we were there. My brother, I know you guys have heard me talk about my brother Mike living in Toledo. He was talking so much smack about beating me in golf and taking my money, or actually getting their money back that I took from them the last time we played. Him and his buddies. Well, he calls me before I leave, like a few days before I was to leave to go to Ohio. And he's like, when you coming to Ohio again? I go, next week, June 5th. And he's like, you told me July. I go, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I told you June. I told you this how many times? But usually when I tell him, he's sitting out in his garage drinking beers. So he obviously didn't remember. So he chickened out, backed out of our matches because he had a tournament he had to play, and he had to help his daughter move back to Ohio. So, which he did do. He did help her move, but, he knew I was coming back in June, and this was just an easy out for him to chicken out and not lose more money to his younger brother. Well, I should say younger-looking brother. But anyhow, when I got there, I also... I played the Fort in Indianapolis. Nice course. I played that with my buddy Pat Norton. He's been on the show before. And then when I got to Lima, we played Findlay Country Club. Another nice track. We played Springbrook, which is a track that I actually first started my golfing career was at Springbrook. That's where my stepdad asked me to play league with him. And so we played that, me and Robbie. I stayed with my buddy Robbie Kreitz, another golfer, and we played Shawnee Country Club. So I got a few rounds, four or five rounds in while I was there. And Robbie's brother David, and he's always hooking us up with stuff. I mean, he gave me a 3D printed Ohio State license plate, which is pretty cool. And then he also had 2 ball markers made, and they're like brass. They're really heavy, and it has a green shamrock on one side, and then on the back side it has my name Murph on the back. And then he also made me a copy of my badge with my ID number on the back of it. And then when I got home in the mail, I had another box, and it was a divot tool repair, just like my ball marker, with a shamrock on one side and my name on the back. So shout out to David Kreitz. Thank you, David, for the gifts. And Robbie, thank you for letting me stay there with you guys. And you guys need to pick out what you want me to send you from my course over here in Hawaii. So I'll send them a few things. Anyhow, For the show, the Beach Boys, they played Mililani on Monday, and now this coming Monday, they're going to be playing Eva Beach. You guys heard me talk about the long and short par 3, how Shep won the short par 3. Well, Sanjay won the long par 3 a couple of weeks ago. So they have reset that money. It's starting over. Like I've told you guys before, if you guys are interested in wanting to play on Mondays, they play just about every Monday. You can contact Rob or Steve at beachboysgolfclub.org. Great group of guys. You don't have to play every Monday if you don't want to play, but there are advantages to doing that as far as the points go and the payout at the end of the year. Believe they're still charging just $60 to join the club, but if you contact those guys, they'll let you know for sure. And if you just want to show up and play as a guest just to see if you like it, you can do that. Like I said, you don't have to play every Monday. It's a good deal for those that are the visitors coming to Hawaii and want to try to play around a golf or two, that you hook up with these guys because you will be playing the club rate other than having to pay the visitor rate, which is way more money. So give those guys a contact if you're interested in playing with them. Dan Messner's group, the STB group, they played Kapolei last Saturday, and this week they're going to be playing Eva Beach this coming Saturday. If you're interested, there's a few guys from the Beach Boys that play with Dan on the STB group. And if you're interested in playing those guys, you can contact them on Facebook, STB, which stands for Shank It, Tank It, or Bank It. And I want to say, don't quote me for a fact, but I think it's $30 to join, and that just basically covers your gin handicap. And they have some games and extra stuff you can get into to play. So another good group of guys, though. Hawaii State Golf Association. The last tournament we had was the Manoa Cup. That was June 17th through the 22nd, and it was at Oahu Country Club. The Open Championship winner was Joshua Hayashida, and the Women's Championship was Jasmine Wong. Josh defeated Anson Cabello in 38 holes. They went extra holes. The last day, and this is all walking, and this course is no joke. It is hilly. It's on the side of a mountain. It is not a fun course to walk. I've played that tournament twice, and I'll never play it again because this old guy and these knees can't handle that walking 36 holes the last day. So it went 2 extra holes for Josh and Anson, both excellent players. And so congratulations to Josh for being the Manoa Cup champion, and I believe he defended. He won it last year also. Jasmine defeated Rachel Wang 3-1, meaning she was up 3 holes with 1 hole to play. So the next tournament that's going to be up for the Hawaii State Golf Association is the OCC Men's Invitational, and that's going to be held July 11th through the 13th. I have entered. It's going to be my first official HSGA tournament of the season. Well, I take that back. I did play the U.S. Men's or the U.S. Open Championship also, U.S. Senior Open Championship. So this will be my second tournament. I don't know. They haven't updated the website for the points, so I don't know if I got any points for the last tournament or not. So I got a call. I tried to call Barry today, but I got the answer machine, so I'll try to get a hold of him and find out because they have not updated the website yet. So I will be playing the OCC tournament. That will be up in July 11th through the 13th. Then the next 2 tournaments, we're going to have the Hawaii State Senior Men's Amateur and the U.S. Senior Amateur Qualifier, both of them being played at Mililani Golf Club. Now, I have no problem with Mililani. I like the course, but I found it kind of odd that they would choose to hold the U.S. Senior Amateur Qualifier there when it's like last year we played Hokulea over here on the Big Island, which is a private club and a very, very nice track. So I was kind of surprised that they're holding it at Mililani, but I think somebody told me one time that they have to rotate around courses. They can't like have it at the same course every time. Although we played Huakale, we played the U.S. Senior Open Championship qualifier at Huakale like 3 years in a row, and then we played it at Wailea, and then it went back to Huakale, and then it went to, I want to say, Leilehua. And that was another thing. You know, they held the Hawaii State Championship and mid-amateur tournament at Leilehua. And so I just assume the seniors and the women's were going to play Leilehua, but we're playing Mililani. So they changed it up this year. They separated the seniors and the women's so that more seniors and women's could get, so more senior and women could get into the tournament, because before it would fill up really quick. And so they split it up, which I have no problem with them doing, but I just wish we were playing it back at Leilehua. But anyhow, like I said, Mililani, I have no problem with Mililani. I've played it several times. I like it. So we'll see what happens. Anyhow, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Murph, a passionate golfer and host of the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I have been involved in the golf industry for over a decade, and my passion for the game has only grown stronger over the years. Through my podcast, I strive to bring the latest news, insights, and interviews with professionals and amateurs in the golf world. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, my goal is to provide valuable information and entertainment that will enhance your golfing experience. So if you're looking to improve your swing, stay updated on the latest golf trends, or simply connect with fellow golf enthusiasts, be sure to tune into the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. Together, let's take our love of golf to the next level. And remember, the best way to stay connected is to subscribe to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast and join our growing community of golf enthusiasts. So, hit that subscribe button and join me on this exciting journey. All right, welcome back, everybody. PGA news. We had the Memorial Tournament, which just happened to be going on when I was back in Ohio, June 6th through the 9th, which I wish I would have had time to go catch at least one day. But like I said, the schedule was swamped, and I had no time, no spare time. But the Memorial Tournament happened there in Dublin, Ohio. Scotty Scheffler shot 8 under to edge out Collin Morikawa by one shot. So congrats to Scotty. That guy is on a tear. He just keeps winning and winning. Kind of, I haven't heard the direct comparison, but kind of reminds you of kind of being a little Tiger-esque. You know, when Tiger had that run when he was winning everything. Scotty is kind of doing the same thing. He's been winning a lot. The next tournament was the U.S. Open, June 13th through the 16th. Bryson DeChambeau shot 6 under to beat Rory by one shot. And unfortunately, Rory had that tournament won, and he missed 2 short putts in the last 3 holes to give up the lead and the win. Bryson made a great shot out of the bunker and made the putt to make par to win. But Rory gave that tournament away. He had it won. Why he hit driver on 18, why either one of them hit driver on 18. I think DeChambeau, not knowing, he had to have known. Rory was in the group right in front of him. He had to have known Rory missed that putt. Why? Unless he teed off before. I don't know. Why would you hit driver on that hole? They both hit it left in the garbage. Well, especially Rory, when you're up, you got a shot lead. Why not hit 3-wood down there? Get it on the green 2-putt for par. Why risk that? DeChambeau, on the other hand, knew he was down, so he felt he had to hit driver to give him a chance to make birdie, to tie. But he made a great shot out of the bunker. I mean, he was over on the left in the crap right by a root, and he hit it, and he hit it out, and it went right over to the right-hand side bunker, and then right in front of the green, the right front bunker, and he hit a great shot out of the bunker and made the putt. I just, you know what? Bryson has been kind of a different guy since he's gone to live. Before, Bryson had this kind of attitude, and a lot of people didn't like him. And now, you know, he went to live, and now he's got his YouTube channel, and he's being more personable and so people are now kind of warming up to him. And I hope he's being legit. I hope he's being real. I hope it's not an act that he's putting on. But he's still a live guy. I can't root for him. I can't bring myself to do it. Sorry. I mean, I know a lot of people like him, and he's kind of riding kind of high right now. Congrats to him. I mean, he played great golf. But I think Rory gave that tournament away. Rory's, how are you going to miss 2 3-foot putt, 4-foot putts, you know, to win a tournament? And some people are blaming the stuff that Rory's going through. You know, he was getting divorced, and then now he's not getting divorced. And I don't know. I just think he gave that tournament away. It was more him giving it away than DeChambeau winning it, in my opinion. The next tournament after that, we had the Travelers Championship, June 20th through the 23rd. Another tournament, Scotty Scheffler and Tom Kim, they both shot 22 under and went to a playoff. And they went back to 18, and Scotty made par to win the playoff. But Tom Kim, man, made a great putt to tie it, to take it to the playoff. He's, you know, Tom Kim, he got really, he played well in the Ryder Cup for his country, or for the Europeans. And ever since that Ryder Cup, he has played some really good golf. And so hats off to Scotty. Like I said, Tiger-esque. The guy just keeps winning. The next tournament we got coming up, it's going to be coming up this week, is the Rocket Mortgage tournament in Detroit, Michigan. Ricky Fowler is your defending champ. Let's see if he can get back in to the winner's circuit, or winner's circle, I should say. Corn Ferry Tour. You know, we got the man, I cannot talk tonight. We got the Brent Grant watch. You know, we had him originally on the Corn Ferry Tour a couple years ago. Last year, we had him on the PGA Tour watch. He lost his card, but he's back on the Corn Ferry Tour and trying to get that card back. Let's hope he gets that card back and we can see him back on the PGA Tour. But anyhow, Corn Ferry Tour, you had the BMW Charity Pro-Am, June 6th through the 9th. Ryan Gerard shot 26 under to win by 6 shots. 26 under. Congrats to Ryan on his win. Brent was not in the field for that tournament. The next tournament we had was the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas Wichita Open. That was June 13th through the 16th. That tournament was going on the same time the U.S. Open was going on. Taylor Dixon shot 19 under to win by 1 shot over William Mao and Sam Stevens. Brent Grant was in the field. He finished tied for 62nd, and Brent shot 6 under. So good job, Brent. Way to finish, make the cut, finish in the money. The next tournament after that was the Compliance Solutions Championship, and that was June 20th through the 23rd. John Pack shot 23 under to win by 3 shots over Jackson Suber. Brent was in the field in that tournament also. He played great, shot 16 under, and he finished tied for 4th place. That shot him up in the rankings for the points. And next up on the Corn Ferry Tour is the Memorial Health Championship in Springfield, Illinois. Paul Barjon is the defending champion. Brent Grant is in the field, and currently right now he is in 82nd place on the points list. So good luck to Brent this week. I'm still going to have him on the show. That's still a plan. It's just I don't want to kind of mess with him during his season, although I'm shooting for him to be on our 100th episode show. So hopefully we get him on here. And he said, and he's already told me he'd do it. I talked to him at the Sony a couple years ago, and he told me he would definitely do the podcast. So we'll get him on here and talk to him and see how his season is going, how he feels about his chances of getting it back to the PGA Tour. All right, so let's take another short break, and we'll be right back. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you have the best music taste out of all your friends and coworkers? The best way to prove it is to stay ahead of all the amazing upcoming talent. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There's some artists out of Ohio that you should definitely be aware of. Decasso, D-C-A-S-S-O, yes, like Picasso, just released a new music video for his song Going Back. This rapper turned singer has an upcoming album this year full of beautiful ballads, R&B slow jams, and hard-hitting rap records. Head to www.smartboystudios.com as soon as you're done listening to this episode of Murph's Place to watch the music video. While you're there, check out the phenomenal C-Money Baby, the Songbird, Corey Gossett, and all the top-tier talent that the Smart Boy production team are working with, such as Eamon Jones, July, 10 Tempo, TYS Markey, D Knight, and much, much more. If you or someone you know needs quality production, mixing, or mastering, just head to the website www.smartboystudios.com and fill out the contact form. You can support Smart Boy Studios by going to shop.smartboystudios.com to buy merch or linktree.com/smartboystudios to check out the Discord server, new releases, and merch. All right, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to get geared up for this, technically tournament season. And, we had just aerated our greens at the Village. So another interesting thing is Kevin Hayashi is our pro, great guy, director of operations. And, he is sponsored by PXG. And so we now have, as rentals, they're not in circulation yet, but they did deliver them either yesterday. I want to say yesterday. We are now going to have PXG clubs as rentals at the Village course at Waikoloa. So if you are a fan of PXG clubs or you need clubs, and you want to try them out, we will soon be having those for rent at the Village course at Waikoloa. And I don't know, I've talked in the past about it being hype, but he has a set of clubs somebody asked him to try to sell for him, and he's got them in his office. And so he told me to take the 7-iron out and hit it. So I took it out and hit it, and I actually kind of liked it. Now, I don't know if it was the club or the shaft, because I've always preached that it matters what shaft's in your club. The heads are basically pretty much the same. They have to conform to certain regulations, but the shafts are what determine what is best for you in your swing. So I kind of liked it, actually. I kind of liked them. They felt pretty good, and but I don't think I'm switching. I'm still a TaylorMade guy, although I did make a ball switch for this tournament season. I had the Titleist rep in the shop a month ago or so, and Neil Takara. Wait, I'm saying his name wrong. I want to say Takara. I can't believe I can't get his name right. He was in the shop, and he asked me, "Hey Murph, what ball are you playing?" And so I told him I'm playing Neil Takara. I told him I'm playing, I really like the new TaylorMade TP5s, X's, because the old TP5s that I played, the X's, when they would roll out a little more than what I liked. So the new they sent us prototype balls, the new ones when they first came out, the TP5s and the TP5Xs. And the TP5s, I would hit the green and it would spin off the green. There was too much spin. The TP5Xs, they would hit and check up and stop. They wouldn't roll out. They wouldn't spin off. They wouldn't spin way back. So I told him I really like these balls, these TP5Xs, because they hit, check, and stop. And he told me, well, you'll need to try, I'll send you some balls, the new Titleist Pro V1 X left dash. He goes, that's what that's what our ball does. It hits, checks, and stops. And I used to play Pro V1s and Pro V1Xs before I went to TaylorMade. So he sent them to me. I played them, and I love them. They're perfect. And so I ordered some. So I got about 4 dozen for this golf tournament season. Hopefully I don't need that many. But yeah, if you guys haven't tried them yet, I would go with the Titleist Pro V1X left dash. Now you got to be careful because I think there's a left dot or something like that too. And I don't know what that ball does. I've never played it. I'm not interested in it because Neil told me the left dash is what you want to use. So that's what I'm using. But if you guys haven't tried them and that ball reaction is kind of like what you want to get, I would try them out. Left dash, Titleist Pro V1X left dash. Don't get the left dot or whatever it's called. Get the left dash. Other than that, if you guys have any complaints, questions, topics you want me to discuss, please shoot me an email at merceplace808@gmail.com. If you would like to, I will ask you this though. If you're listening to the podcast, you can listen to it and it's on all the platforms. However, I would ask that you would listen to it on Spotify because they monitor the listeners on Spotify for the podcast, which helps me out. There's no cost. And if you could just subscribe to the podcast, there's no cost for it. If you want to help the podcast, there is a link that you could click on to do a subscription. Not a subscription. What's it called? Anyhow, there's a link there that you could click on to help out the podcast. And I appreciate those of you that do that. I truly do. Thank all of you guys for listening to the show. I know it's been kind of erratic over the last almost 6 months now, 8 months, a year since I made the move over to the Big Island. It is going to get better. It's just I'm done with the traveling part. Now all I've got is tournaments, and those are the things that we're going to talk about on the podcast anyhow. So, but I really do appreciate you guys listening. And like I said, if you have any comments, questions, whatever it may be, please shoot me an email, merceplace808@gmail.com. Other than that, if you guys are playing golf, I hope you guys hit them long, hit them straight, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everybody.